Welcome back to Mini in a Minute. Today we're talking about the spirit of vengeance himself, Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider is a 5-threat powerhouse, with the defensive stat line of 3 physical, 4 energy, and 4 mystic defense. He's sitting at 8 stamina on his healthy side, is size 3, and moves medium, though that movement doesn't tell his full story. Let's start with his attacks. His builder, Chains of Damnation, is an energy attack at range 3 with 6 dice, and a wild hex trigger. It's reliable, consistent, and great at spreading debuffs across your opponent's team. Next up is Flames of Hell, an energy beam 3 attack with 5 dice that costs 2 power. If it deals damage, the target gains Incinerate. It's an excellent attack for hitting clumped up enemies and softening them up for your allies. And then there's his big finisher, Penance Stare, a range 3 5 dice and cost 5 power mystic attack. Here's the fun part. You add dice equal to the amount of power your target has up to a maximum of 5 extra dice. Instead of gaining power for damage dealt, the target loses 1 power for each damage suffered. This move absolutely melts high power characters like Thor or Hulk, leaving them powerless and broken just after one big hit. Moving into his superpowers, Ghost Rider's active ability, Hell on Wheels, costs 3 power and lets him advance long. Because he's on a large 65mm base, this gives him one of the farthest movement ranges in the entire game, meaning he's not afraid to be displaced. Next, his reactive superpower, Wicked's Judgment, costs 2 power. After an attack made by an enemy within range 3 of him is resolved, if that attack targeted an allied character, the attacker suffers 1 damage for each crit in their roll. This can sneak up on opponents, so make sure to keep your eye on those crits. It's a great way to punish your opponent for even trying to attack your allies. Then we have Spirit of Vengeance, his innate superpower. After an attack targeting an allied character is resolved, if it dealt damage, Ghost Rider gains a power. This one's subtle but crucial. It rewards you for activating him later in the round, letting him soak up energy from your allies before roaring back with a full tank of power. Lastly, Ghost Rider is immune to bleed, hex, incinerate, and poison, all some of the most common conditions in the game. That means you'll rarely see him slowed down by status effects, making him even more consistent turn after turn. So that's his healthy side. Tough, mobile, and loaded with punishment. But on his injured side, Ghost Rider's stamina drops from 8 down to 7. No other major changes, but that 1 stamina difference can make him just a bit more fragile in the later game. Now, where does the Spirit of Vengeance ride best? Let's talk affiliations. Ghost Rider can currently side with 2 affiliations, Defenders and Midnight Suns. Starting with the Defenders, we have 2 leaderships to choose from. Doctor Strange's Judgment of the Vishanti lets you hex enemies for free once per turn after an attack deals damage to a target or a threat 5 higher model. While that's a cool bit of control, Ghost Rider already has a wild hex trigger on his builder, so it's a bit redundant. Plus, doubling up on 5 threats can make your roster feel pretty top heavy. Then, there's Daredevil's Marvel Knights leadership, which gives rerolls on your attacks based on how many enemies within range 2. That leadership thrives in closey, scrappy fights, but Ghost Rider prefers to stay around range 3, where he's safer from physical punches because of his weaker physical defense. Now, let's shift to the real home of Ghost Rider, Midnight Suns. Blade's leadership, Bump in the Night, lets you spend 1 power to place within range 1. Combine that with Ghost Rider's large base and Hell on Wheels superpower, and he can practically teleport across the board. It's a simple, flexible, and incredibly efficient leadership. Great for closing gaps, escaping danger, or snagging objectives. The second Midnight Suns leadership, Legion of Monsters by Elsa Bloodstone, gives 3 effect options when attacking. Deal 1 damage to everyone within range 2 of the target, apply Root, or ignore damage reduction. They're all solid, but Ghost Rider's power economy is a bit tight, and he usually wants every bit of power for Penance Stare or Wicked's Judgment. So if you're playing him in affiliation, Blade's leadership is the go-to. Of course, even the Spirit of Vengeance has a few weaknesses. Let's cover what to watch out for. Ghost Rider's biggest flaw is that he has no built-in displacement. That means no pushes, no throws, or no places on his card. And at 5 threat, that can really limit his control during the game. You'll rely on your allies' positioning to handle that movement side of things. He really hates being slowed. It forces his Hell on Wheels to use the small movement tool, which can completely shut down his range advantage. That's where characters like Wong come in. He can cleanse conditions and help Ghost Rider keep that fiery tempo going. On to Team Tactic cards, Ghost Rider has 2 unaffiliated cards, Deal with the Devil and Highway to Hell. Deal with the Devil is one of the best revive cards in the entire game. When Ghost Rider would be KO'd, he could spend 4 power to play this before being removed. Choose another ally. Ghost Rider removes all damage, conditions, and tokens, drops his objectives, and is placed within range 1 of that ally. If the chosen ally was healthy, Ghost Rider flips back to his healthy side. And enemies within range 2 gain Incinerate. The chosen ally, however, is KO'd. It's incredibly thematic and enables ultra-aggressive play, and yes, Wong is the perfect sacrifice here. Next is Highway to Hell. When Ghost Rider begins an advance within range 1 of an enemy, he could spend 3 power to play it. After the move, place the enemy within range 1 of him. They then gain the Incinerate special condition. It's fun, fiery, and thematic, but usually not worth a tactics card slot compared to Deal with the Devil. Ghost Rider's role is that of a high threat damage dealer and retribution engine. You want to punish your opponent's aggression, and you want to do it hard. Focus Penance Stare on your opponent's biggest power batteries. Draining their power can completely ruin their plans for next turn. Also, keep your eye on Wicked's Judgment. That reactive ping damage can swing tight games, and always remember Spirit of Vengeance triggers, since every bit of power he gains brings him closer to another round of destruction. Ghost Rider works best when he's constantly active, moving, attacking, and burning power to control the board through sheer threat. And that's Ghost Rider, a flaming powerhouse who thrives on punishing aggression, draining power, and scorching anything in his path. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button for more Marvel Crisis Protocol content, and let me know which character you want to see next in the next Mini in a Minute series. And I'll see you in the next one.